We really realized our financial problems when we started running out of money.
It's something we fight about constantly.
I need for you to be calm, and I need you to think about it, because when you stress out, we fight.
Excuse me, that is not saving.
The maternity leave is stopping. We're going to be needing more money.
All of a sudden, bill collectors are calling.
I don't understand from 24 how we get to 61.
I think it's just going from bad to worse.
We're in trouble here.
Money, 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 money.
My name is Alina. I'm an early childhood educator. Right now, I'm on maternity leave, so I stay at home and take care of my 9-month-old daughter. I'm going to have a baby sometime in December in the winter, so this family is going to need more money.
My name's Dan, and I'm in electronics sales. We owe them an extra payment because we're behind. The bills that stress me out the most are the loan we took out for our wedding.
This is where the problems begin.
The mistake, I guess, the way I see it is because it's such a high interest rate, we're not paying off the principal, we're paying more for the interest that's been added on.
I have a couple personal loans that I need to pay back that are with members of my family. Cable company can call me up, doesn't bother me. I know how to talk to them.
Yes.
Hydro calls me up, doesn't bother me. I know how to talk to them.
Yes.
My car's falling apart. We have to replace one of our cars.
Dan has hobbies, which I find maybe a little expensive. He goes to a gun club. I think our major thing is the gym.
So I signed up for the most expensive gym membership they had.
The buy now, pay later is the table. And then Dan said, barbecue, barbecue. I said, fine, what's another $200?
When they moved into that house, they didn't have to buy anything. Everything was here.
My mom is a great person, very overbearing, but great. She's given us a lot of stuff, furniture and things like that.
Now Alina is pregnant again, and now they need some help. There won't be any help for me.
It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of arguing between Dan and I. We're not happy.
This month, I'll help this couple move from red to black. I've been solving money problems for over 20 years, tackling everything from high finance to low income. I help people understand money and debt, which is still a huge mystery for most folks. And it's the #1 reason couples split up. So now I'm making house calls. Dan and Alina should be on Easy Street. Alina's mom gave them $250,000 for their home, so they only have a $40,000 mortgage. But in their 2 years of marriage, they've racked up $60,000 in debt, and their high-interest loans have become high-interest hell. These two have to change their ways, or they're going to lose it all. Hi.
Hi.
Gail Voss-Oxley.
I'm Dan. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Before we get started, if you don't mind, I'd just like to drop my bag and have a quick look around.
No problem at all.
Okay, great. It's a nice room. Is this buy now, pay later? Uh-huh. Have you finished yet?
No.
Uh-huh. I wonder if you know how I feel about that.
I'll just bow my head.
Lots of clothes. You know, everything is just very clean and lean, but there's not a lot of fancy stuff. So it makes me wonder where the money's going. Here's what I saw, okay? You're fighting like crazy, and you really don't like it. He's your best friend, but you would rather be somewhere else. You didn't even realize how badly off you were until you actually started pulling together the paperwork for the show.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Took your breath away?
Oh,
Totally.
The other thing I saw is that you, my love, are the consummate salesman. But I'm married to one of you. Sometimes you buy on the pitch, like the gym membership. Been there yet?
Haven't had time yet.
Who's been managing the money? You've been managing the money, right, Dan?
Kind of a partnership. We've both been doing it, but yeah, I take on a little bit more of it.
Next, we're going to look at the details, because the details don't lie. Can you believe what you spend in bank fees? So what's this?
Convenience.
Whose convenience?
The bank's convenience.
Because you're not doing it anymore.
No, I'm not.
Dan's net money management means that every month they're spending the equivalent of a week's worth of groceries in unnecessary bank fees. If I said to you, you were spending $209 every month, would you say I was nuts?
Yeah.
And now you know how I feel about you. That's bad management. Remember I told you you were inept?
Yes.
Do you believe me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. What do you think?
Shocking.
Could you do a better job?
I think I could.
Glad to hear you say that.
Dan's a little stubborn. He likes done things his way, and that's his way or the highway type of a thing. So I think that this is what I've wanted to do in a long time.
Between your bank fees and your smokes and your restaurant costs and your gym membership, you are spending almost $11,000 a year that you have nothing to show for.
His restaurant, smoking, his gym, it was all from his side. There was nothing I spent crazy money on.
Now this is a screen that really should make the bottom fall out of your stomach. You have a lot of debt. 2 years ago, you guys borrowed $14,000 for your wedding. And even though you're making payments, because of the ridiculous interest rate you're paying, you only managed to pay off $550.
Yeah.
You still owe a whopping $13,450. You actually owe more in consumer debt than you owe on your mortgage. Alina and Dan are actually spending twice what they make. That overspending means that they're going $4,000 deeper in the hole every month. Overall, they've managed to rack up $60,000 in debt. If you stay on this track, in 5 years, you'll owe $460,000. That's $500,000 almost.
Like, I'm scared. I'm sorry. It scares me.
The projection of $500,000 was unbelievable.
So I have your promise.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
You will do what I need you to do in order to get to the end of this.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are 3 things we're going to do during this process. We're going to get you communicating in a positive way, and we're going to get you managing the banking as part of that. We're going to make sure that we take care of the debt problem, because it's a huge problem hanging over your head. And we're going to even up the play money so that you play together, but you're also playing fair.
Perfect.
So the next thing I need you to do is get me your credit cards and your debit cards. Coming up, will Alina buy Dan's pitch?
I don't want to go head to head with Dan. This is what worked in his opinion, and
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Alina and Dan have been hooked on credit cards and high-interest loans, living on money they haven't made. In less than 2 years of marriage, they've accumulated $60,000 in debt. All the more shocking because Alina's mom gave them $250,000 to put down on their mortgage. She's helped them a lot, and she's not very happy.
They have to understand once and for all, this is finished.
The fun is over. Now they'll live by my rules. For the next month, this couple will learn to live on a strict cash budget. No more credit cards. They'll complete weekly challenges to tackle their money and relationship issues. And if they're willing to change, I'll reward them with thousands of dollars. No changes, no money. Give me those cards. Excellent. Now, your budget is actually made up of 2 parts. They're your fixed expenses and your variable expenses. Your fixed expenses are things we can't do very much about. Things like your mortgage payment, car payment, all those things that are sort of concrete and non-negotiable. Your variable expenses are all the things that we can muddle with. So, you know, we decide whether you spend $100 a week on food or $200 a week on food. I have cut your variable spending by about 50%. Can you live on that?
I think just as we got in the habit of spending a lot of money, we should be able to get in the habit of not spending as much money.
What it means is you'll have $22.50 a week for clothing. You'll have $25 a week for entertainment. You will have $81 a week for transportation.
you're gonna live with $81 on gas?
A week? Yeah, I can do that with a block card.
Okay.
And you will have $175 a week for food. Now, because you're living on cash, and we know how cash can just escape, we also have the budget binder. And what the budget binder is a means of recording everything you spend. It shows how much money you have in each jar, and you should keep a running total of what you have spent It's a huge payoff at the end. So if you're prepared to commit to the whole process and live on a fixed budget, what it means is you won't have that $4,000 a month overrun, and ultimately that means you won't have $500,000 in debt in 5 years. So this week's challenge is called the Future Plan Challenge, and it's about getting organized and planning ahead. First of all, you're taking over the managing of the finances, which means you're going to have to go out and find yourself a cheap bank account.
Okay.
Dan,
Okay.
come with me. We have a little problem with our car.
Right.
This one's running out of steam, and that one's running out of miles. So we have to find a way to get a new car into this family. When you go looking for this car, I don't want you to walk onto some guy's lot and negotiate like a salesman, okay? I want you to think outside the box. Auctions. The guy who's been working on your car and keeping it running, maybe he knows someone. That's your challenge for this week. The more you work together, the better you will be as a couple.
Okay.
What's important is that as you're talking about it, you are agreeing. You are not folding because you don't like the confrontation, and you are not overselling to the point where you just get her to do what you want by bullying her with your fabulous sales techniques.
Okay.
Do not disappoint me.
I think the challenge is, well, at least the car challenge may be a little hard.
I'm feeling really excited about getting everything straightened up, and I'm getting really excited to see what comes next.
We're looking for something for a small, compact car that'll get him from point A to point B.
We've talked about having to get rid of the car for a long time, and I've thought about going to a used car, and Alina's thought about going to a new car because of the warranty. The problem with the online auctions is that they're not held very often.
Okay.
So right now, the next auction is sometime in mid-July.
I'm not a confrontational person. I don't want to go head to head with Dan. This is what worked in his opinion, and
I don't see any new cars. I expected a new car.
no,
With
but
your-
we have our eye on something.
Oh, you do? Tell me.
The pitch was good. I didn't buy it.
Well, you know what? That's worth a gold star right there.
We actually find a really nice car, off lease, low kilometers on it, really good price.
Right?
And the nice thing about it is, even if we don't buy it now or in 2 months from now, because of the style of lot that it is, we can order something similar
Oh,
for
good.
the same type of price.
And how did we do with the banking?
Found out a lot of information that I don't think Dan knew.
Now
We
that
didn't
you've taken
know.
over, you're in charge.
I have mapped out a whole list of which bill is due when, so now I know
Wow.
exactly what's going on.
Doesn't that just make sense?
It makes life easier.
Are you planning to go back to work?
I haven't made up my mind 100% here or there. It's maybe doing a home daycare.
This is what we're going to do. I would like you over the next week to develop a business plan for staying home. Your challenge this week specifically is to create the business plan that will allow you to bring in $500 a week, ultimately. What I want you to do is I want you to come up with a debt repayment strategy. Dan needs to consolidate their loans. The cheapest way to do that is to add them to his existing mortgage. Since his mother-in-law co-signed that mortgage, she's going to have to be on board.
How easy is it for Dan to speak to my mom? He's in sales. He can smooth talk anyone.
I see all kind of credit cards here, like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Coming up is Dan's smooth talking going to work with his mother-in-law.
This is a big, big mess.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Alina and Dan started their life together with a $250,000 down payment on a house paid by Alina's mother. With one child and a baby on the way, they're about to lose an income, and Mom is tired of helping.
There won't be any help for me.
Hello?
To get out of debt, Dan will have to sell his mother-in-law and allowing him to consolidate that debt on his existing mortgage.
I'm gonna grit my teeth. I'm gonna bear my way through it.
Alina's challenge is to find a job that will allow her to stay home with the kids. Do this, and they can earn up to $5,000.
I think my challenge will be hard. I have no idea where to begin. Do you guys know anything about daycare and order prices? What's going on, like information?
Alina has decided to talk to some neighborhood moms.
Is it home based? Like we watch something?
yeah.
I was thinking of taking one kid, but I know if Gail wants me to make up to $500 a week, that won't cut it.
Oh, you know who has this? Nathan has this, right? You like this toy?
This way, when I have kids come to the daycare, they have their own toys to bring with them, but also I have some stuff.
While we're only $115 short here, that's a whole lot better and a lot easier to deal with than $1,900 short a month that we currently are right now.
In short, you lived well over your means.
Right. We're doing everything that we need to do to get out of it. We've stopped using our credit cards. We're asking you to consolidate.
I'm very upset then. I'm not upset only at you, it's you and Alina. But you know, if I don't help you, you lose the house.
Right.
It's very simple like this. I would like a promise. We're gonna write it down, like an agreement between us. Both of you are gonna bring in a little bit more money in. If it's $100.
Okay.
Okay, then?
Okay.
In the midst of these days full of promise and success, the week took a sudden turn for the worse. Alina had a miscarriage.
We are going through personal issues, which are very difficult right now, but I mean, this whole process is keeping us busy, which is a good thing.
Feeling better?
Getting there.
Good. So you know what, we'll start with you, Dan.
Okay.
How did your pitch go?
Our pitch went amazing. The consolidation loan is going to save us $19,000 over the next 6 months.
So I guess it was a pretty good idea.
It was a very good idea. It's a very good idea. Definitely.
I know you were looking at opening a daycare at home.
You had asked me to bring in $500.
Yes.
According to the math that I did, the going rate here is $25 per child per day.
Yes.
So that would mean a minimum of 4 children.
Yes.
And then when I think 4 kids and I look at my house,
Yes.
I'm thinking that's a small area for 4 kids. So I was thinking of taking in 2 kids,
Yes.
which will bring me $250 in per week.
Right. If Alina brings in 2 children, between that and the consolidation loan, are you balancing?
We go above balance.
Which is all we're trying to achieve.
We were actually able to trim our budget back even more.
Okay.
Saved already.
Yeah.
Past 2 weeks, how much?
$60 from the budget that
How?
you set out from us, just by being a little smarter in our spending, having to write everything down in the book.
Just writing down their expenses has helped Dan and Alina see where they're wasting money. It's easier to trim when you can see the fat. This week you're going to do a relationship challenge, and I like to call this one Share It and Save. You have a little bit of inequity in your relationship and in your budget in terms of how you have your fun.
Okay.
We're going to
spending?
even it up a bit.
Okay.
So your challenge this week is as follows. The first part involves making sure that you can take advantage of that fabulous club plan that you have. Okay, you've got to go get that bill paid up because you're going to make a commitment to spend 2 evenings a week at the gym together.
Right there.
Coming up, will Dan's expensive gym membership finally pay off?
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Before I met them, Alina and Dan had managed to rack up $60,000 in debt in just 2 years of marriage. Dan's expensive lifestyle and hobbies were wasting $11,000 a year. For their last challenge, they need to start taking advantage of the extra perks in Dan's gym membership. I hope working out together will whip them and their marriage into shape.
It's easier? That's good.
It's easier.
I'm really worried.
If they complete all my challenges, I'll reward them with up to $5,000 to help pay down their debt.
Getting the membership paid up so I can come back to the gym and start working out feels really good.
It's exciting to have him with me, and it's also exciting that I can finally start something different, which is a personal trainer, which I've never done. So I'm really excited about it. It's a good feeling.
Feel the difference?
My arm.
Eyes forward. If you maintain that, you'll be fine.
Fun to be back at the gym.
Yeah.
Now I'll take him to more to spin class. Ready?
Yeah.
And how was it for you?
It was fun.
Was it nice having him along, or was it just
was.
like Deadwood beside you?
No, it was fun. It was really nice. And he's decided he's going to come to spin classes with me now on Wednesdays.
Cool.
So.
And you've evened up the score on the spending in terms of the fun, and you're doing it together, so you're saving money, right?
Yeah.
Finally putting that gym membership to work. So instead of $460,000 in debt, we've stemmed the bleeding in your cash flow. We have $3,600 a year in your budget for savings. If you do just that, at 5%, in 35 years, you'll have $600,000 saved.
That would be nice.
Overall, the whole thing's worked out really well.
Yeah.
And you got your mother-in-law on side.
Yeah.
For you, I have a check for $5,000 to pay down your debt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But I have something else for you, too. A playset for Noi for the backyard. And we're even going to assemble it.
That's great.
Perfect.
So you'll be able to use it for her. She'll have a wonderful place to play in the backyard. And you can use it with your daycare kids. So there you go. And it wasn't always easy, but you pulled together, you did a great job, and I congratulate you.
For the first time in 2 years, I finally feel that I have nothing to be worried about. If at the end all we got was a handshake and a good job, that would have been enough as it was. So then the show, and then plus that set, I mean, that set's beautiful.